All right, there we go. Okay. Hey, everybody. So this doesn't need to be super long. My goal with this was just to have kind of an open format once a month, like towards the end of the month. So we can just talk about how things are going, how you're doing with your goals, with your 5 main moves. And then, just go from there. So it's not the end of June, right? We have another week, but it's getting towards the end. So now is a great time to kind of evaluate how your month has been going. Obviously the end of the month tends to be busier, right? Like we have some people that are going to wait till the last minute to join or to jump on board or seal the deal. So where you're at now isn't necessarily like even the halfway point for the end of the month. I think it was Caitlin Morlino who shared that, like, if you, according to Plexus, if mid-month, so let's say the 15th, if you're 20% to your goal for that month, you're actually in really good shape, because we tend to be so heavy on the end of the month with new joins and people like finally putting orders through and that kind of thing. So with a week left in the month, there is still a lot of time to move the needle on your goals. So, we set a goal for August. You want to break that down into, where do I need to be at the end of each month to reach my August goal, right? Because we don't want to wait till August comes to be like, oh my gosh, you want to set like measurable steps to get there. So I'll let you guys tell me, how are you doing with your 5 main moves that you picked, with being consistent with them? Has it been really challenging? Has it been easy? Any surprises along the way? Would anyone like to share? You can just unmute and go for it.
I can go first if you'd like.
Sure.
So I feel like it's super helpful to have them just like written down, because sometimes I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to reach out to. That whole thing where you're like just stuck. And I'm like, okay, look at your 5 moves, Shan. So I'll like look at them. I'm like, okay, now I know what to do. Like it's so silly and simple, but like helpful.
It keeps you focused, right?
Yeah, because I'm the kind of person where I'm like, okay, I have to do all these things and I have to do them all today and I have an hour to do them. And like, I just am insane sometimes. So this gives me like a direction where I'm like, okay, if I just focus on like one thing from my 5 main moves, or even just one of my 5 main moves for the day, like I feel more accomplished and like I'm actually doing things to move the needle.
Exactly. Yeah. So you want to look at your 5 main moves at the beginning of the week, because I forget them. Like, I know they're the most important things.
Me too.
I get very like roped into like, oh, I'm going to create all this content, like for the July challenge. Like I love doing that kind of stuff. So I'll be like making posts all day. That's great. It needs to be done, but it's not one of my 5 main moves. So I need to recenter, look at your moves at the beginning of the week. And then at the end of the week, you guys need to be doing a weekly review. Like, it's huge for your business to even take 20 minutes, where you sit down and do a weekly review and ask yourself, did I do anything for move 1, move 2, and look back. And if you didn't, you need to adjust moving forward the next week. So that is awesome, Shan. I think it's super helpful and very centering, right? Because I can be like, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. It just like helps you hone in on what you're doing. Okay, anyone else? How's it going with your 5 main moves? Hey, Robin.
I'll share. I've been surprised because my goal was to hit senior gold by August, and I am 99% sure I'm going to hit it this month, as long as all the subscriptions go through. But they're my dependable people, and so I'm super excited.
That's amazing.
That's incredible. I'm so excited for you.
And Shannon, I'm excited for you. I see you signing people up this week, and that's so exciting.
Thank you.
Even my husband comes out and goes, Shannon signed up some people. So we're rooting for you. We're rooting for all of you. But the other thing is, it might be really small for you guys, but for me, it's huge. I got tons of no's this past week. And I'm okay with it, because they just don't understand how amazing the products are. Normally I would get in the fetal position and be like, why? What would I do wrong? So that's a huge success for me this month too, taking no's and being like, it's okay, they just don't know, maybe next month.
Right. Yeah, you are hitting senior gold, like it's happening. So you're going to have to adjust.
I don't want to say it till it happens.
I'll say it. It's definitely happening. So that's awesome because you're going to have to adjust your goal in a positive sense. You get to dream even bigger and go bigger with your goal. So that is fabulous. And yes, that is something that's really important, right? The more IPA we're doing and the more conversations we're having with people, the more no's you're going to get. So it's really important to be like emotionally prepared for that because it can be a bummer, but also the more yeses you're going to get, right? Like it is a numbers thing. The more people you talk to, you're going to get yeses and nos. So I love that here's everyone. I love that you're handling that well. And just, you know, you keep going with it. You're not letting it derail you or upset you. You just press on.
Right. And one other thing that I would normally jump on with Brittany, like, oh my gosh, someone says they only want part of their welcome pack, or, you know, how can I do this? And I've really I've really read up on the different combos and everything too. So I can just go in and switch it up and it'll still be over 100 PV. And that's huge for me too, because it's easy when your daughter's your upline to just say, Britt, I need your help. And I don't want to do that. So I think she's hearing a lot less from me. I hope so.
I don't need to hear less from you, but it is
Well,
it's super important to kind of skill up, right? And learn how to do those things. So I think it's shifting, a lot of you are shifting more into that business mindset where you're really like this 3 months has really encouraged you to treat your business like a business. And with that, you just take more ownership for it, which is awesome. Anyone else want to share how it's oh, I sound like an alien. Do I still?
I don't know. It was like sounding weird. I don't know if it was because you both were muted, but you were sounding like you were in outer space. Anybody else?
I think it's because with my mom and I both talking, something weird was happening. But now that she's muted, I think it's okay. No, it's fine. It was just like some kind of interference. Oh, take care of the dog. Okay, anyone else want to share? I do have like a couple of things, like just reminders, but I want to open it up for any other feedback and like struggles. You guys can share, like, I'm having a hard time. This is totally no judgment.
I was just going to share one thing about one of my moves is to ask for shout outs and to, you know, ask for, you know, for people to work the business or to start growing. And Brittany can back me up on this. I feel like I've asked the same people over and over and over, like how many times today we finally got one of my girls to finally do a shout out post. And I have asked her and she never told me no, she just didn't do it or didn't get around to it, or she was scared. Mm-hmm. I've literally asked her like 10 times, like, she's like, okay, I want to do this. What do I need to do? Do a shout out post. Like, so I just want to pat myself on the back for not just asking one time and then not like revisiting it again, because like,
this is a message from her in our group chat. I have someone interested. So boom.
Yay. But yeah, just like with the 5 main moves, if it's something like that where you have like an action to do and then you're like, you do it and you're like, I didn't get anything from it. So like, let me just stop. Like, I'm not going to ask that person again. I encourage you to keep until they say, stop bothering me, stop texting me, I changed my mind, I don't want to do that anymore. It's your job to remind them like what her goal is, that she's not working right now and she wants to do Plexus to make some income to go back to school. So my job, she told me that, so I have to hold her accountable for that and just continue like, you know, encouraging her to do the things that we know will work so that she can make some income with Plexus and be able to afford the products too, because she's feeling really good on them. And I know that without making some money back, she won't be able to continue affording them. So.
Right. Yeah. Be persistent, because Plexus is front of mind for us, but for the people we're talking to, working with, it's back of mind. Like it's not popping up in their mind. So it's our job to kind of keep reminding them until they say like, no, thanks. You know, I'm not interested, or, oh, I changed my mind. I really don't want to share. Fine. Like that's great. But like Shannon said, when someone puts a goal out there to you, it's your job as a leader to hold them accountable to that goal, right? So this whole business, you know, we think of it as like sales or service. As you grow, it transitions to leadership. Like it is 100% leadership. And so when someone tells you, I want to get my products paid for, you as the leader are responsible to help them do that until they change their mind, right? Like give them all the tools, keep coming back until they're like, never mind, or they get it done. So that's a huge mindset shift of just like not feeling bad for holding people accountable for their goals, right? Like that's what this call is. This is accountability, because you guys all have big goals and I'm not going to let you quit. Hi.
And the same thing goes for somebody. I have another girl who hasn't like jumped the gun or whatever you want to say yet, but she's told me like, I want to do this. I want this for weight loss. Reach out to me in June. And now she's like, the other day, she's like, okay, I'm ready. And I'm like, here's my link. She still hasn't purchased, but she still hasn't told me like, never mind or no. It just like, whatever, she's just not ready. It just hasn't worked out. So if I just let that go, she's never going to join. But if I keep, if I keep reaching out to her, and although I feel annoying doing it, she's told me she wants to join. I just haven't figured out why. So this morning on Power Hour, Cheryl was saying to ask the questions, like ask. So I did. I messaged her this morning. I said, I sent you the link. You told me you wanted to do the challenge. What's going on? Like, tell me what's holding you back. Let me help you. Let me help you work through this. Because if you need me to hop on the computer, if it's a time thing, like I'll hop on the computer and order for you. Like, just tell me how I can help you. So she hasn't answered yet, but same thing with just introducing the products to people, as we were just saying with the business. Like if they told you they want it, keep asking, even if it's month after month after. It's literally been probably a year for this girl. She's been like, okay, next month, hit me up in June. Like I'll be ready for that challenge. And it just, I don't know what it is. She hasn't told me yet, but working through it with her, I guess.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times are really confident, like we're getting you started, you know, call me right now, or, you know, call me tonight. Like that confidence makes them feel confident to get started. Sometimes people are just scared. Like they don't know what they're getting into really. They don't know if it's going to help. They have all these fears. And when we're like, I know this is going to help you. I think, Mom, you're really good at that too. Like, I know this is going to help you. We're getting you started today. Then they're like, okay, like your confidence is giving me confidence. So yeah, stick with them. That's awesome. I know, Robin, you're working. Oh, go ahead, Mom.
I was just going to say, I had someone, Carrie Fleck, reach out to me 2 months ago. I'm desperate. I need vitamins. I'm premenopausal. And I was like, girl, I got you. I know exactly what to do. I've been there. I haven't heard from her since. So after Cheryl's call today, I did the same thing. And I messaged her. I'm like, don't forget, I got you. What are you waiting for? Why are you suffering? So Cheryl was great today. If you weren't able to hear her, just a lot of the basics, reminding us of going back to the basics.
Awesome. I need to catch a recording. I was on the phone with another ambassador and I missed it. That's awesome. Great job asking questions. I know, Audra, you're driving, and Robin, you're working. So if you can't talk, it's fine. But does anyone else want to share before I just go over a couple of things? Okay. Awesome. So I just was jotting down a couple things as just reminders, things that I have found are really moving the needle for me. I think that it's helpful to share that kind of stuff, and feel free to use our Summer Runners group. You guys can post in there. Like you can share like, hey, this message really helped, or like these questions when I got ghosted helped me start a conversation back up. All that kind of like learning from each other is super helpful. Like I learned so much from you guys. So I just wanted to share what's been working for me to kind of get the needle moving. And one thing is the birthday messages. I know you guys have all probably heard that Angela Ballar shared, but sending those birthday messages every single day. So with the exception of Sunday, I check, like if you just go to Facebook and type in birthdays in the search bar, it gives you a shortcut to all the birthdays for that day. I am just messaging every single person, no prejudgment, right? Because even today, a friend popped up and the situation was I was supposed to take him to prom, like we had agreed on it, and then I ended up taking someone else, like disaster from like high school. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, no, like that was 100 years ago. He doesn't care. I'm messaging him. He said yes to a sample, and we started talking about stuff. So like no prejudgment. I'm offering everyone a birthday sample. I'm signing up a girl today from a birthday sample last week. It really, really works because because it's people you're not thinking of to reach out to. I guarantee you there's people that you have not reached out to that have birthdays coming up. So send the birthday sample message. Buying those, yeah, Patrick, exactly. Buying those sample credits is a business investment. Do not be like, oh my gosh, I have to buy credits. It is a business investment. It's very affordable. You need to invest in your business with those sample credits. Okay. So load them up into your account and send them out, send the birthday messages. Also our summer wellness event, it is really grabbing on. Like, I don't know if it's the timing or whatever, but the Slim Active Lean challenge that we have coming up in July, people are like very interested. I have several people on board. So I wanted to remind you to invite your current team, customers, ambassadors, inactive, active. If they have Slim, Active, and Lean already, great, add them to the group. If they have gone inactive, it's a great opportunity to get back in the groove and get an order in. And also potentials. Like, this is the best way to start a new customer or ambassador because they get all of this extra support and love and sense of community. I literally just paid $14 for a meal plan for this challenge because it's like so pretty. The recipes are fabulous. It's like just beautiful. So I'm like, I'm going to spend that money so I can share these recipes in this group. It's like a 14-day meal plan. So I'm trying to make it really awesome for everyone. I think it's going to be great. Invite, do a post, put it in your stories, whatever, like use these events that we set up because we set them up to make it easier for you, right? So that you have something to invite to, you have something to create just energy and excitement. So please take advantage of it. It starts July 5th. So this is a great end of month opportunity to get people on board. You can even go into beginning of the month, right? Like, it's always great to start the month strong and have early month subscriptions and orders going through. So even into the first week of July, be talking about the challenge. If people get signed up and their products are on the way, that's fine. Add them in. Just maximize these events. It's going to be huge. We're also using the Summer Wellness Essentials group. Like, I'm just going to clean all the posts out and we're going to use that same group for the event. So everyone in there, and there's over 200 people, is going to see all the content from this challenge, and they're going to have FOMO. They're going to have fear of missing out because they're going to see how fun it is. So just keep in mind who you've invited, who's in that group. You can go to members, search through, jot down the people that you invited, because you're going to have an awesome opportunity to reach back out and have conversations with them. Okay, so that's coming up. I did talk about silver development really briefly on our team call on Tuesday. That is huge. As you guys think about your goals for August, for the end of this month, silver development is like life and death. Like, we have got to, myself included, do a better job helping people go fast start silver. So I was very intentional today with a girl I'm signing up. She wanted me to email her the information. So I did. And I even included in that sign up email about $400 for fast start silver. Like, she's not even joined yet and I'm talking about it. So I just want to encourage you to have those conversations right out of the gate. And it's not doing the business, right? It's not like they have to work. It's just, who do you know? What 3 friends? I'd love to help you get this fast start bonus, and then go from there. And the only other thing I jotted down was for July. So you guys, you helped so much with the June Summer Wellness Essentials, like your posts, your testimonies, everyone in here contributed, and it was a huge help. And I think that's what made that event so fun. For July, I want to challenge you guys to think about, what can you run? What kind of event can you personally run? It could be a messenger event. You could help a level 1 do a Facebook party. You can do something for your current team, whatever. I want you guys to start thinking about for July, what event could I run? Like, take ownership, you be the boss of it. That's my challenge for July for you guys, is to do one event. It can be literally a 15-minute messenger chat. I know some of you have done those. Like, it does not have to be like a week-long wellness challenge or anything huge, but just something to help you step into like leadership for your team. So maybe you've signed up a new customer or a new ambassador and you're going to do a Facebook party for them or whatever. We have like, what do you call it? Like pre-made stuff. We have like formats, there we go, for all these things, for the messenger chats, for Facebook wellness events. Maybe you want to host a sip and share. I feel like people are cool with like getting together lately and, you know, being face-to-face. Start thinking what would work in July. Maybe it's just something personal you do. Maybe you have a sip and share in your home, or maybe it's something for one of your teammates to help them get started. I would love for everyone in our summer runners group to take ownership of one event, big or small, for July. So I just wanted to plant that seed so you can be thinking about it. Okay, a couple more people hopped on here, which is awesome since I started talking. So we started off the call by just asking about like any challenges, anything you want to share. How's it going with your 5 main moves? So I don't know if Victoria or Alicia, if you wanted to share anything, but you guys are welcome to before we hop off, which is like, how is it going?
I can real quick.
Yes.
So I had talked to someone, I've been talking to her for a little bit. She's getting married in a couple months. And so I had told her, I want to say over the weekend that I would stop into her store because we both work at TD. And she goes to the one that's closer to me. So I was like, after work one of these days, I'm going to pop over and bring you a couple samples. And I ended up yesterday got kind of crazy, but I brought her over stuff in person, which is awesome because I'm kind of starting to break through to actually like seeing people in person and having a way to bring it up. So that was awesome. I brought her the samples and like right at the teller line while everyone else was around. So someone else like asked her after like, what did you get? So then she got to explain it a little bit. But I did, like, I threw out the idea because I was like, I know you're planning for a wedding, so I'm sure there's lots of budgeting happening. If you know 3 people, because I know she's already in a group of ladies who does like wellness and stuff together. I was like, if you know 3 people who want to try this with you, you'll make $400. And like, just the like look on people's faces, like they don't realize that they can do that. Like when someone's planning a wedding, like $400 is like, yeah, I want that. Tell me how I can do that. So I'm going to follow back up with her a little bit more over the next couple of days too, and let her know like, hey, if you want to do this, like start thinking of 3 people and see what happens. So
that.
Yeah, that's my
that.
one thing.
That's so incredible. And I think it was just before you hopped on, I was saying like, even before someone signs up, I'm talking to them about Fast Start Silver because it's actually an incentive for signing up. You know what I mean? Like I can spend 109 right now and then make 400. Like, are you kidding me? That's a great investment.
Right.
You know? So I love it. I love it. We get scared to talk about silver. It's like, no, like that needs to be one of the first things that we share with people.
Yeah, I've been working on like my wording a lot more and just like, not that it was bad before, but I think there's just like better ways to put it, better ways to have it come across from the other way. Like, hey, you can just like, I try not to say like earn $400 because earn sounds like they have stuff they have to do then, but just like could make $400 just by, so like just little things, because like earning sounds like work to me.
Yeah. Okay. That's smart. I like that.
So just little things that I'm tweaking like here and there that weren't necessarily wrong, but just a better way to explain it so it doesn't sound as intimidating.
Right. And it helps you feel confident sharing it when you put so much thought into your verbiage. Like you can just walk in and you've got like your elevator speech ready to go.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
So yeah, that's been exciting.
That's super cool. And I love like being able to talk to people face to face makes a huge difference too, because they can tell that you're genuine. They can see your excitement. Sometimes texting is not the best form of communication. So
right.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Victoria, did you want to share something?
Sure, why not?
Hey.
Guys, not nice.
You're fine.
No, okay. So I feel like, so I did a post last night. I have not posted specifics about like products in a long time. Like usually, you know, they say create curiosity and things like that. So I try to keep my posts very short. However, I had 3 people message me about the pink drink and I was like, that's really interesting. And it was just a good reminder that, you know, it's okay. Like it's okay to post the information too. You know what I mean? Like just to have that balance. Because I was like, holy smokes. And the same thing happens when I post testimonies. Like if I switch it up and I share a testimony in my stories or on my wall or something, I typically have somebody reach out to me that can resonate with it. So I just need to
Yeah.
keep that.
Yeah. And I feel like you've created so much curiosity with your post that now they're ready to know what it is. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we're like curiosity, and then we never like really say it. So if someone's been watching you and then you're
Yeah.
like, here's the thing, they're like, oh my word. Yeah, that sounds good.
Right. It's like they don't like, who said it the other day on Power Hour? Maybe it was Cheryl. She's like, they don't know what they don't know. And I'm like, yeah, I can't just be like not telling them what it is. I got to tell them
Right.
eventually.
Right. It's a good balance because you don't want to just be like product, because then it looks really like salesy. But having that balance of like your personal story, testimonies, creating curiosity, adding value always is it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, we got like 2 minutes, but anyone else want to
I
share?
have one question.
Sure.
So I hopped on and you were saying that we should all run something this month.
Mhm.
Is that something that we can do like together? Like if we have two people who have smaller teams, like I only have a couple people who I'd really have in there,
Mhm.
would we be able to do them together or do you really want us to do individual?
I think you can team up, you can do things together. Absolutely. The goal is just for each person to take like a leadership role in some kind of event. So yeah, if you want to team up with someone, I think that's awesome. That could also help develop some sideline relationships and stuff, which is always good.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are no rules. I'm going to like leave it totally up to your interpretation. Just take ownership. Sorry. Just take ownership for an event, team up,
Okay.
triple up, whatever. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good.
Awesome. All right. Well, I will share this recording in our group.